My husband hasn't done anything further than kissing me in the last 2 years and I'm craving it, but when I went to a club a stranger was feeling me up and I didn't feel any guilt. Am I cooked? I'm 36 and my husband is 33. We've been together 10 years and have no kids. We got married after 2 years together. A couple of years ago he just seemed to completely lose interest in me physically. Nothing has changed in our lives, neither of us have put weight on, there's been no change in jobs or our home life that has put stress on us to make him lose interest. I don't think he's cheating as he still leaves for work and comes home at the same time. Once a week either he goes to his friends or his friend comes round to ours for a gaming night where they order takeaway and play FIFA. I'm at a complete loss. I've tried talking to him numerous times and he just says things like all men aren't the same and want it constantly, or as you get older your drive slows down, I can't help it. I've suggested therapy either individually or alone. I said I'd pay as I earn a lot more than him, but he says he doesn't need it. I've tried booking romantic weekends away, he has a good time then just goes to sleep. I've bought outfits and tried to entice him, I've worked clothes and had my hair the way he likes it, I've even said to him if you don't want to do it that's fine, but can I just give you brain instead? He said he's fine but thanks. I've even offered him a 3-way with another woman but he said no. Our anniversary was last week and I made him his favorite dinner, ran him a bath, gave him a naked oily massage and I could see it was obvious he enjoyed it, but once I'd finished the massage he just got under the duvet, turned his back to me and put his headphones in watching something on his phone. I just laid next to him crying. This Saturday just gone I went out for a friend's birthday. We were in the queue waiting to get into a club when the guy behind me started stroking my behind. At first I thought it was just the hustle and bustle of the queue, but then I felt both hands squeezing. I'm so ashamed but it felt amazing. I never turned around and looked at the guy to see who he was, but I was backing up into him on purpose, letting him feel me up. When I got home I felt such a mixture of glee and guilt. Then I got sad that this is what it's come to. I'm so lacking in physical touch I enjoyed a creepy stranger. Is giving my husband an ultimatum on couples and or individual therapy a good idea? I feel like I've exhausted every other avenue and he just carries on oblivious to my needs. It's been 2 years since we last did more than kiss. I'm desperate. Update. I posted here last week and spoke to him about counseling and everything else the next day. He still wasn't feeling it and said he doesn't need it, he's happy, doesn't need it and feels no need to have to go to someone else to tell him he's normal. After hearing this I thought I'll keep asking and trying to talk to him for another month, and then if things aren't different I'll tell him I'm leaving. On Saturday though it all came to head. I walked from the bathroom to our bedroom naked after my shower as I'd forgotten my clothes. He was still in bed and as I walked in the room he blatantly tried to cover his eyes. It broke me. I ran out of the room and started crying in the bathroom. It was so upsetting. I cried for maybe 2 hours as all the hurt feelings and rejections of the last couple of years washed over me. He eventually came in to see me to ask if I was okay. I said no. He asked why. I told him I needed an answer in the next 5 minutes or I'm packing my stuff and leaving. I said whatever the answer is we can work through it, but for my own sanity I need to know. He didn't say anything, so I asked if he was gay or bi. He again didn't say anything, so I said to him if he is or he's curious I'd be willing to let him explore that side of his sexuality and see what he prefers at the end of it. He kind of nodded and I thought I finally had my answer. Then he gave me the actual answer. He wasn't gay. Had cheated on me 2 years ago. And not just with anyone. It was a much younger popular gym girl off Instagram. He's shown me all the messages. He met her on a night out 2 years ago. She was in our town for a weekend for a hen do. She was 20 at the time. He recognized her and introduced himself as being a fan of hers. He goes to the gym every day and I go maybe 4 times a week. I even follow her as she does great workouts, and I've even copied some of her routines. He said he showed her that he followed her and she instantly followed him back. They went their separate ways and then later on that night she sent him a message and it was her hotel name and room number. I saw it with my own eyes, that was the first message between them both. He said he went to her room and did it with her. Then the next night he made an excuse around midnight to go out and help his friend who had broke down, and they met up again and did it in his car. Then the next morning he said he was going out on his bike and he said they met at a park near his hotel, and they did it again half an hour before she had to leave. She was asking for his number at this point in the messages, but he was saying he can't because of his wife, and she replied saying she knows how to be discreet. I remember this weekend. I remember the night out he didn't get in until 5 a.m., and I was so happy he'd had a good night out as he had been under a lot of stress at work. I remember his friend breaking down and him going out to rescue him as I helped him dig the jumper cables and tow rope out of the cupboard and even made him a flask of tea to keep him warm. He says that they haven't met since then, and their messages on Instagram seem to confirm it as she's messaged him a few times saying she wishes they could meet again. It's always her who initiates conversations. One message was very descriptive of what she wants to do to him, and that was sent less than a month ago, so he must have made an impression on her. I asked why, if he only had a weekend of it with her, he hasn't touched me since. He said that after being with someone so perfect he can't get hard for me anymore. I sat there heartbroken and felt like I'd been stabbed in the heart when he said that. Then he wouldn't stop. She's young so her body was tight. Her things are big but pert, her behind is big but not, she has no stretch marks, her skin is perfect, her body is fully shaven. I felt so numb and like a fat, ugly, naked troll. I was too numb to even cry. I just sat there and then asked him to leave him alone, which he did. Neither of us have spoke to each other since Saturday morning. I don't know what to do. Do I leave? Do I work on myself to make myself attractive to him again? I think I should leave, but it seems a shame to throw it all away for a weekend of smashing. Sound ridiculous, but even though my confidence and my self-esteem has been shattered, I actually feel better for finally having an answer.